Hey folks, welcome back. This is episode 11, and today we're going to be talking about whether or not the trails in the Twin Cities are hard enough. Before we start that, we're going to go back and cover some channel news, then talk about the bike, where I've been riding, and then let's get into that main topic. Channel news, the Winds video has been released. It's doing really well, happy with that. Kina did a really good job on that trail. It's a lot of fun. There's some nice rocky sections. It's still probably not a black trail in my opinion, but it's still a really, really good trail. I like what they're doing. They should keep it up. Secondly, the video came out from my Tasco Pathfinder gloves. That video is doing about as well as I expected to do. Actually, a little bit better because it's doing better than the Scout video. But I did lose 2 subscribers to that video, so it's kind of funny. I can, I look at the analytics and I can see that, oh, how many, the sub count, and I can see it's a -2 right now. That's fine, whatever, move on. I get that people don't really love those videos, but I felt like I should make one because they did give me a free set of gloves. And I know there are people that have been holding out on those Tasco gloves because they don't want more padding. So it's out there for some people. Some people will like it, some people won't. Move on. So let's talk about the bike. If you'll see this in next week's video, that the creaking has gone, it's been resolved, I figured it out. It really ended up being, I think I needed another spacer, and I lost that spacer. So when I got that spacer from the spacer set from Wheels Manufacturing, I think I was supposed to have 4. I think I ended up only finding 3. One of them must have got lost, and I think that was the difference, having that extra spacer in there to make it a little bit tighter, and everything is working as expected now, so I'm happy with that. Might still be a little bit too tight, might have those, so I might want to play with that a little bit. The preload on there might be a little too much, but maybe if we get a little rainy week, I will take a look at that. So next thing on the bike, I was recently at Lebanon Hills, and I was like, oh, my front tire feels a little light. Well, I went to go pump air into it, and I couldn't get any air in. And I was like, oh, the valve core broke. I should have, I was cursing myself for not bringing an extra valve core. It was fine, rode the trails okay. I think it ended up being like 16 PSI in the front, which was totally doable. Got home, took the valve core out, and no air came out. I'm like, what the hell? Well, the sealant sealed the end of the stem on the valve core, the valve. So I ended up taking a 1.5 mil, punching a hole in there, and getting some air volume through there. And that was the issue. It's kind of funny because I've been meaning to replace those valves on the tires, but I just haven't done it. And I bought some newer ones that should be a little better for tubeless sealant to the ones that are in there, but I just haven't done it, and oh well. Lastly on the bike, and I'll talk more about this later on, is I crashed recently, and you'll see it in my most recent video, and I bent the crap out of my lever blade on my right brake. At the time, I didn't think about, I just tried to bend it in place and move on. I've since then have had like 2 or 3 rides, I think, on it. And all I really did is I just lifted the body up so that the blade is where ergonomically it would have been before, and that works. And so it was just, I didn't think about it when I was on the trail, but that totally works. The brakes work just fine. The only issue I have is that it's just, it looks funny because the body of the brake is like elevated above the handlebar, so it looks weird, but it works. I did buy a replacement blade, should be coming in the mail. Ordering from Worldwide, it's been like, almost a week, if not more, for shipping to come through. And that's fine. I get it. I'm sure they're very busy. So it's a lot faster than going to a bike shop and having them fix it. Let's be honest. Right now, I think they're still like a 3-4 week to get someone to look at your bike, which is obnoxious, but great for them. So where I've been riding, been to Battle Creek, Lebanon Hills, Bertram Lakes, and I went up to Duluth. Had a really good time at Lebanon Hills. The riding there, I enjoyed the technical challenge of some of those climbing sections. They're not as technical as I would like in some spots, but it's still good stuff. And I'm getting better at it and getting a little more comfortable with it. So that's an improvement. Also really like all the little drops there. I've gotten kind of used to finding all this optional drops, like hitting them all. It's a good time. It's a fun ride. It's a good workout, and making it a goal to ride there more this year. Battle Creek, I love Battle Creek. I've been out there. I wanted to see the new Goat Climb Trail, or the new trail that takes you from the road to Goat. Very happy that that's there. Really happy that the BC Connector and another one are now one-way trails, so you can bomb down them. It's awesome. I also just recently finally hit the picnic drop. I don't know why I was waiting. I know why I was waiting, because a tree was in the way, and it was the angle of the drop is not that fun. But I walked it, looked at where I had to hit. It's not a big drop, made it work, so I'm happy with it. Also had one of my fastest runs on Goat recently. Getting more comfortable with the new Goat, trying a couple different lines, options there, hitting that rock drop, or hitting that little drop before the rock garden. That you really get some speed when you don't slow down for that turn, and you just hit that little drop and keep going. That's really fast. A little scary, but it was fast. Lastly, I went up to Duluth. As you'll see in the video that came out this week, you know, it was hard. It was a really hard ride. I think that there was stuff that I could have done better. I think that next time I'm there, I'm hoping I can do a better job in riding some of those features. I think a lot of the issues I had that day was mostly from that crash, and then just running out of water and not having enough energy really to get out of there. I definitely think that so the plan got broken down in that one, and I did bring 2 water bottles with me, but unfortunately I ended up parking at like the far lot, so by the time I got to that far lot, I was done. I got back to the car, I was done. I ran out of water before I finished the brewer section. Lessons learned. It'll be better next time I'm up there. So now we're going to go into the meat of the topic, which is, are Twin Cities trails too easy? And I kind of think they are. For the most part, you know, all trail systems are rated green, blue, black, and then double black diamond. But not many trail systems in the Twin Cities have true double black and black trails. When you look at Bertram Lakes, it's got some really cool wood features, but the rest of the trails there are all very easy blue trails. It's fun to ride there, but I really only go up there to hit the drops. And that Huck Harbor drop is a lot of fun. Unfortunately, the trail was being worked on, so I didn't get a chance to ride the other 2 that are wood features that are up there that I like. I don't see, you know, that's a place where to go and hit that drop is fun, but that's not enough for me to really pull me to go ride Bertram Lakes that often. It's okay, but the rest of the trail is it's kind of boring. Lebanon, like I said earlier, they have, you know, the blue trail and the green trail are basically the same. You can pretty much, if you can ride the green trail, you can ride the blue trail. The green trail really is just meant for little kids, and the blue trail is meant for everybody else. And it really is just another easy green trail. There are optional lines there that can make the blue line a little bit more fun. You can take some of those side hits and turn them into drops, so that can help with that, but it's a pretty easy trail. Even the Black Diamond Trail there, I think, isn't really a Black Diamond Trail. You have a couple spots where there's some rock gardening stuff that's kind of difficult to pedal through. You know, you gotta kind of know the line, get the right speed. It's really not that hard to clean. It's just cleaning it consistently for me is not always the best, but I know I can clean all these sections. Double Black Diamond lines at Lebanon Hills, for the most part, aren't that much more difficult than the Black Diamond stuff. There's a couple different rolling spots that are trickier and are more intimidating, but they aren't harder. They really aren't. They're really, you go down the middle, you go at a nice pace, you're gonna be just fine. There are some harder climbs in the rocks that are on that loop that help with the challenge. I've been really happy that I've been able to clean those this year. Last year I did a video and I kind of demonstrated how I kind of really struggled in those. This year I think I'm attacking them a lot better, and I'm able to clean those. But for the most part, none of these trails feel hard for me right now. Oh, and then we can go to Battle Creek. Battle Creek is the same way. I feel like I've done everything at Battle Creek. There are things there that still kind of scare me, but for the most part, I can ride it all. And it's finding the tougher lines at Battle Creek that are kind of giving me some anxiety. But you know, I'm hitting the jump on the BC Connector Trail. I'm taking that rock drop before the rock garden now. You know, I hit the third jump on Goat. I don't think I'm a good enough jumper to hit that gap. I look at how much speed you get. You really got to get your speed up for that. That's just not. I'm not that good of a jumper. I know. That's where my skills need to be improved. I realize that that's one thing I need to probably work on is get more comfortable in the air, but not thrilled about it. Going up to Duluth and riding so I rode Red Dress, I rode the NIMBY cluster area, did a little bit of DM, went down Valley Girls. After that, I ended up taking just Lollygager and doing the whole Lollygager, hit Homebrew, and then hit Kissing Booth. And on the way back, just came back up Upper Burner on Stovetop, and then went up Scarface. And that was a tough climb up. It was it really did wear me out. And after lunch I felt better, but I was tired. I was beat. But those Black Diamond trails in Duluth are so much more difficult than the trails we have here. And part of it might be that they're new to me, so they're fresh, and so there's a lot of things I'm like, oh, that looks a little bit more scary than it should be. But I even look at, like, we have a tiny little rock roll at Lebanon Hills, and then on the bottom of Kissing Booth, you probably have a 10 or 15-foot rock roll. That's a totally different setup, and the run out is between a couple trees, so you gotta be online. There are a couple pretty good drops where you're taking a turn and you gotta launch. And like I had on Red Dress, I hit the little drop, and then there's like a little hit the hip, and went right into a tree. Part of it is on me. I should have really looked at that line more and realized I needed to get more over on the left of that hip. Man, that didn't feel good. Hurt my chest, hurt my arm, but those are that's a tough spot. The rest of that trail has some pretty good rock features as well, and that's where I think maybe Piedmont is just is a level higher, just because it has so much rock and so much good surface there. You have granite, and so you can do the rolls. You have longer rock gardens. You have drops. That's the thing about. Also, the thing I noticed when I was riding in Piedmont, there are a lot of drops where it's not a dirt landing. It's a rockier landing. And you have to, and that's those looking at those drops, I was pretty intimidated by, like, oh, am I going to have enough speed to get over that? Am I going to clear this? That's where I start worrying about the bike, the trails. And some of those spots, I feel like, okay, yeah, if you're going at a good clip, you're going to make that. You're going to be fine. I just didn't have the confidence that day to hit. I look back at Red Dress. There was some stuff I should have been able to hit. I look at Kissing Booth, and there's definitely a couple of drops right at the beginning that I should easily have been able to hit. Some of the trails kind of like mixed together, so I'm not sure if Red Dress or if Kissing Booth has that right turn into a drop. I think it does, and that one would be kind of tricky for me to hit, but I think it's doable. I just worry about hitting that at the right angle. Looking back at Valley Girls, that's a trail that it's a lot of rock. I was originally just going to do a video on Valley Girls. I thought that was a really good trail. A lot of rock placements. I could easily do a 10-minute video just on Valley Girls. Granted, Valley Girls run, I think by most of the good, better riders, can be done in like 3 minutes. So me doing a 10-minute video is kind of like, okay, I'm really taking this way too slow. But personally, getting back to the topic, I don't feel like the Twin Cities trails really prepare you to go out and ride something like the NIMBY cluster in Duluth. Riding Piedmont was a lot more rocky, a lot more harder features. And I need to find a way to level myself up to get better and more confidence in myself to ride those sections. And part of that's going to be probably me not riding in the Twin Cities and driving up and riding in Duluth a lot more this summer. My plans always end up being one thing, and then things get thrown out of it. And right now, since I'm unemployed, I can probably do this, but once a week driving up to Duluth and riding those trails, I think that's something I can do, and I think that's something worthwhile of a plan to go forward with. I really think that this summer I'm going to have a lot of availability. I've had a couple interviews, hasn't really gone that far. I'm in a weird spot where I got to middle management, and now I'm trying to, all the available jobs seem to be in the lower, or more of a senior developer than a manager type role. And trying to compete for those, it's a lot less money, and I don't have as much of the development experience that some other people are coming in, and it's frustrating. Hopefully some of the higher up roles will pop up again, or I'll start looking more across the country and figure out what's going on and see if I can find a better job somewhere else. But we'll see how it happens. It is what it is. Thanks for watching. Go ride your bike. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this video. Haven't had a lot of engagement recently. Not getting a lot of views. Thinking about ending this, but we'll see. All right. Bye.